and clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And welcome everyone. Does anyone have a question or comment to start with? Yotika, what's on your mind lately?
Now that I'm happy to be here.
Good.
And lately, the question about what is Dhamma, what is Dhamma,
Mm-hmm.
and what is Adhamma. I heard that I was with Adhamma. No. What is Dhamma?
And what's your answer, having thought about it?
I cannot believe that I am with Adhamma busy, you know. I cannot believe it. I have the idea that people mean a form, that you sit in a certain way, silent, and that is the real Dhamma, the form, or that this person who is saying that it is Adhamma what I do.
Well, there seems to be a concept of being with Dhamma or being with Adhamma. But where does that come from? The Buddha didn't talk about being with Dhamma or being with Adhamma, as far as I know. He explained what is what.
I don't know how to tackle it.
Can we just think of different moments? And some are.
No, if you talk, if you do talking, if you are in a group, if you have several different forms to be busy with the Dhamma, you know, that kind of idea I get. You only can do it in the Mahasi way.
Well, it reminds me.
Silent in meditation. Yeah.
It reminds me rather a bit of what I learned about Christianity when I was growing up. I was brought up as a Christian, of course, but they seem to talk about you're either, got the right mental attitude or the wrong mental attitude. So in the Dhamma, it's not like that at all, because it's all about developing a better understanding of the reality of the present moment.
Yeah.
So when there's understanding, there's understanding. When there's not, there's not. But whatever is appearing at the present moment can potentially be object of understanding. To think of oneself as being with Dhamma or with Adhamma, and to put oneself in a basket, one kind or the other, is not really a helpful approach, I don't think, because you then get confused trying to think which basket you should be in.
Yeah.
Right? That's your dilemma at the moment. Are you with Dhamma or are you with Adhamma? So when one's in a group of other people who are, for example, meditating or discussing meditation, one doesn't have to characterize that either way, because each person has different response, different reaction to the present situation, according to their accumulated tendency. Yeah, go on.
I agree, but is there something like, this is the real Dhamma? Is that the same question? When is it the real Dhamma? When is it false? When is it?
I think the real Dhamma that expression I understand to mean a correct description of the way things are, because that is the teaching of the Buddha, the way things are in truth and reality. So either that there is understanding of that or there's not at a given moment. But that is what is being studied, isn't it?
Yeah.
So does it become clearer over time?
You mean the whole process?
The meaning of the Buddha's teaching, his description of the way things are in truth and reality. Do we get a better understanding of what is meant by conditioned
I hope
reality, conditions?
I don't know. I cannot answer.
So what would be your idea of progress in the Dhamma?
Spontaneously, I would say clarity.
Yes. Clarity of what?
Yeah, clarity of what? Clarity of life, clarity. Meaning of life, I think.
Meaning of life or the reality of life?
Reality. Yeah. But that was also a question. What is then the reality? You know, can we say that? Is it reality is reality? What is reality?
Mm-hmm.
How can you progress in clarity of reality, being with whatever is there, but just being clear on it, being knowing what is going on, or how to define?
Mm-hmm. So can the reality of the present moment be known?
I think so. Uh, for a part or
Perhaps I'll invite Ajahn to say a few words at this point. Ajahn?
Shall we talk about now? In order to understand, it has to be now, because just a moment gone, the next moment hasn't come yet. So there must be this moment for sure. So what is there? What is there now? Is there
hearing.
now? Sorry, is it there now?
It's coming through you.
Is
Yeah.
hearing.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
What
am I
is there?
supposed to answer?
Yeah, because now is this moment. What is there now? Oh, there's nothing at all now.
This seeing and this hearing.
Not together, right?
No, it will be one after the
Just,
other, maybe, as I know.
just one now, right? Seeing now or hearing now. Is it real or is it true? Seeing?
It's true, and it's seeing, it's hearing.
Just one at a time, one moment, one now. Seeing is there now. It sees or someone sees or what is seeing.
Yeah, that is seeing.
Seeing is real, isn't it?
Yes, and seeing.
So, is it seen or is seeing? Seeing is seen or seeing sees.
I think seeing sees.
Seeing sees what?
Picture, color.
Now, seeing sees something or what is seen?
At the moment is more hearing. Okay, but a hearing, a voice, a sound.
Shall we talk about one moment, please? Like seeing. At moment of seeing, can there be sound appearing?
Not at the same time, I think. Huh?
Not at the same time. So we learn to understand the difference between the moment of seeing, right? It's not the moment of hearing. So
Yeah,
what is there? What is there seen at moment of seeing? Is there something seen or nothing seen? Or what is that which is seen?
I see. I see. That is seeing. Seeing, color, form, 5 pictures.
Seeing sees, right?
Seeing sees. Yeah, seeing sees.
What is seen? In truth,
I think she said color and form, Ajahn.
together.
No, I see it one after the other.
So is there you or something seen?
I would say, yeah, but
To be truthful to the truth, in a moment of just one moment is there. Seeing is there. It sees. And there is that which is seen. And that which has been seen has to be that which impinges on the eye base. Learn to understand what is there in order to find out whether there is
yeah,
someone there or only seeing and that which is seen. In truth, which means truth is one moment, the truth of one moment only.
yes,
Is the
so,
I at moment of seeing?
no,
No. Is the I at moment of hearing?
no. It's
Is the I
hearing, and that what
at
is
moment of
here, heard.
thinking? So where's I in a day?
Where's
Where's
I in a day? I is just a thought, isn't it?
in a day? In a moment, right? Not moment of seeing, not at the moment of seeing.
Not in the moment of seeing. In the
So,
moment of seeing, that is just
so
seeing,
yeah,
and that what
can
is seen. Yeah,
can we say seeing sees, not I see,
seeing sees. Yeah,
not not I see.
yeah,
Thinking things, not I think.
yeah,
Attachment is there to what is seen. Attachment can attachment be I?
no,
So there are many different realities, no I at all.
yeah,
Begin to understand the truth. Actually, if there's nothing appear at all, how can there be the idea of something? Or without the seeing, hearing, can there be I see, I hear? In truth, there is no I. Seeing is seeing. Seeing is not hearing. Seeing is not thinking. Seeing is only the moment of seeing. only at the moment of seeing, only that, and then gone when there's no seeing. Learn to understand the truth with it. There is I or no I at all. There are seeing, hearing, smelling, not I see, I hear, I think. And that which is seen is only the reality which can be seen. Only one reality in all kinds of reality. Is that now seen? Only one reality that can be seen. So what is
Yes.
seen? We can say visible object or visual object or color. It doesn't matter what we call it, but it is seen. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Can you see me?
I understand. Can you see me? Is that the question?
Yes. Can you see me?
No, I not, but seeing sees
Visible object.
a picture, what is called Ajahn.
Not yet, not yet. Without a shape and form, can you say it's me or
First form and
yeah?
form
But
and
it's
color.
just one dot of color. Can it be any shape or form? Just one dot. One moment of seeing, only one. Can it
No.
be something? That's why when there are the moments which arises and falls away, experience, visible object, it appears as form or shape. Just one dot cannot be any form at all.
No.
That's why we learn about each moment, which is conditioned to arise, and then as soon as it has arisen, it falls away instantly. Just learn about the hidden truth in life, each moment in life, hidden because of the rapidity of that which arises and falls away continuously, no gap in between at all. That which arises at birth falls away, condition the next moment, on and on until death. Different moments, moment of seeing, moment of hearing, moment of thinking, moment of like, moment of dislike in life. What are they? Are only a momentary reality arising and falling away. So very rapidly until it's known, each different one, just one at a moment, and then gone and condition the next one. That's why moment to moment, arising and falling away, on and on until tomorrow. And today will be the yesterday of tomorrow, and tomorrow will be today, and then yesterday of the next moment, the next day. See, is that true? It
Yeah.
keeps on arising and falling away by conditions,
Yes.
different moments at a time, no one at all. But there are the realities which experience what is there in life from moment to moment to be something appear like taste and sound and smell and hardness from moment to moment all day. Is that right?
Yes.
Can anyone stop it? Not to arise again? Not to arise anymore?
I don't know.
Impossible. Impossible. See, it keeps on from morning up to now and on to evening and on to night and on to next day. Is that true?
Clearly, except when you go to sleep.
Sleep is not death, right?
Not yet.
That's why there must be the reality which arises but do not experience the realities through the eye, ear, nose, tongue, or mind. No thought about anything at all. Nothing appears. The world does not appear. No sound, no smell, no idea, no I, no my house, no world, no road, no sea, no mountain. See, is that true? Just appear and disappear
Yes.
very rapidly, and then the end of life. No more experiences of this world. What is there in this world? Next being, personality, never be the same as this life at all. Is it true? What is true is Dhamma. Dhamma means whatever is true, is real, arising and falling away by conditions. So Dhamma, whatever is now arising and falling away, no matter what, it's real, so it's a Dhamma. Hearing is a Dhamma, seeing is a Dhamma, thinking is a Dhamma. Whatever is there now is a Dhamma. One is different from the others.
Yes.
Just learn to understand each different one, little by little, to let go the idea of something or someone.
So Dhamma in reality is the same.
Yeah, that's true.
And
That's one word.
we need our eye, ear, nose, tongue, etc.
It's there by condition. At moment of seeing, is that the ear or the body or the hand?
Yeah.
Nothing appear at all. It's only in memory. But in truth, seeing is there. Only sees. And that
Only
which is no arm, no leg, no house, no window. Nothing can appear at all at moment of seeing that which is seen only. So learn about the truth of this moment. There is
Ajahn,
some.
it seems as if
Please go on.
it seems as if I have forgotten everything. It's
That's
so
why
strange.
it's the moment of forgetting real and reality.
It's coming back now, and I think, how did I not know that
Yeah.
in the beginning? No.
What is
It's
there?
we can't we can't remember everything all the time, Yotika. The Dhamma needs to be heard again and again in
It's
order
true.
for it to become firmly and recalled to mind more often. But that's why it's necessary to have association with the person or the people who share our understanding of the Dhamma
Yeah.
as support. Because without that, then what has been heard is forgotten. And that's a function of the lack of developed understanding. But that's all it is. So it's possible, if one has the good fortune to have the opportunity, rather, to hear reminders,
Yes.
or the the truth, the realities to be recalled to mind again. And this is what I would call being in Dhamma.
Dhamma.
Yes. And when
Not
there's
Dhamma.
forgetfulness and thinking of other things or other ways of appreciating the Dhamma, then it's not the same. So that's the reality of the situation. Learning more about the reality of the present moment is being in Dhamma.
Okay. That is there. So
Yeah.
the willingness to learn.
And why do we Why is it important to learn more about the reality of the present moment?
I can do different.
Because it helps us understand the nature of this life in samsara. Right? We have a lot of preconceptions or misconceptions about life, its nature, whether it's to be wished for or whether it's to be tolerated until it comes to an end, for example. So having a better understanding of the reality of the present moment helps to have a better appreciation of what is the nature of life in general.
And Yotika, when Ajahn, can you hear me? Mm-hmm. Yes, when Ajahn asked you whether you could stop anything arising and you hesitated, but now, is it possible to stop seeing arise? Is it possible to stop hearing arise? Is it possible to stop pleasant feeling or unpleasant feeling arising? If it's time, is it possible to stop death arising, the chuti chita? Because each of these dhammas arises by conditions. When it's time, when the conditions are there, no one can stop thinking now, worry now, forgetfulness now, confusion now. When there are conditions, they arise. And when the understanding is just intellectual, when we just repeat, oh, seeing, sees visible object, hearing, hears sound, it all gets forgotten easily. But when it's firm sanya, firm remembrance, and firm understanding, then not just book knowledge or knowledge of words and terms, then when it's firm, not forgotten. So the understanding has to develop on so that it's firm enough, so that it's deeply entrenched, deeply rooted, not to be forgotten at all. But in the meantime, whatever arises, it is by conditions, forgetfulness, happy feeling that one moment, sad feeling the next moment, pain one moment, comfort the next, hardness, softness, seeing, hearing. Each reality has to arise by its conditions. No one can stop it at all. When we think of situations, it seems I can change it and stop it. I can stop walking to the supermarket. I can stop the telephone call. But when we talk about dhammas at this moment, no one can do anything because there is no one in truth.
But I stopped that, Jan.
But you, sorry?
I stopped. I was stopping Ajahn.
That's just thinking about the situation. Actually, at the moment of thinking is by conditions.
A moment ago.
In truth, no one can stop anyone. No one can control anyone. No one can control even this moment of thinking or hearing.
Really not? No.
It seems I can do this, I can do that, but it's just in one's imagination. Like you said, it seems I can see the people, I can see Ajahn. It's just one's imagination. So the thinking thinks like that by conditions. Impossible to stop the thinking. But just as one cannot control an imaginary I, one cannot control or stop another either.
Dankjewel, Sadhu. Sadhu, Sadhu. That's true.
No one to do anything at all.
Just while Yotika is contemplating the wisdom of Sarah's words and Ajahn's, Does anyone else have a comment or question to raise? And we may come back to Yortika in a minute. Alberto? No?
I think so. Alberto.
Yeah, it's, talking about the present moment and not knowing about it. It's the difference between talking about the present moment and beginning to understand about the present moment by listening to the truth which explains it, and we hear that it's not the same as we think it is. So we begin to think how it can be different. It's but we cannot imagine because we don't know. But we hear the explanation and we get closer to the actual truth of the present moment, little by little, until it makes more sense, and a little bit more sense, even just the words, even just the explanation. Bit less doubt, and a bit more less doubt, and then maybe one day it's more like, yes, must be like this, cannot be otherwise. It has to be like the Buddha taught us. Cannot be like we think it is. Little by little.
Thanks,
No.
Alberto. That's very well said, that by hearing and considering over and over again, gradually the world is seen in a different way to the way one has previously taken it to be.
Yeah. So lucky to have the opportunity to change our perspective of life, of people and things, and of visible object, and unique opportunities. We shouldn't let it go without doing our best to take advantage of it. It's really rare. That's why we don't understand much about it, because so unusual to hear about this explanation about the teachings. So rare. So it must be strange. It must be unusual. It must be doubt. Must be all the difficulties which we encounter when we listen, when we consider. Yeah. Not easy.
Does anyone else have any comment or question? Gabby, would you like to say anything on this point? No. Yeah. But you're a very regular listener. So I know you appreciate the value of repeatedly listening and considering.
Thank you, everyone. I do. Thank you, Kunachan.
So the question is about, can anyone stop anything?
Gabby, would you like to respond to that?
No one can stop anything
Why?
because it is by conditions. And there is no I.
In truth, it has stopped before anyone can stop it. Is that right?
It has arisen before anything can
And
think
it
about
stopped.
it.
As soon as it has arisen, it's gone before
Yes.
anyone can stop it.
Yes.
Nothing can be stopped at all. It's stopped by itself because it is conditioned to arise only as soon as it has arisen, it falls away instantly. So the idea of stop, it's only thinking which arises by conditions, thinking of a stop. But in truth, whatever is there, before anyone can stop it, it's gone already. No need to stop anything at all. So learn about the truth closer and closer to this moment. This moment is so very short. It's not as long as something, someone. It's only the moment of experiencing the object, which as soon as it has arisen, as soon as it performs its function, it's gone instantly. No one can stop it. It's gone already. Even right now, even, gone, when, gone, even, it's gone. No one can stop anything at all. That's why Buddha said, don't mind thinking about the past or the future, because the past gone and the future hasn't come yet. But this moment is so very short, and with our conditions to be mindful of the characteristic which is there by condition, which means with understanding and direct awareness. It's impossible to understand the truth of what is there, not as the past or the future, because it's there only. But in truth, so many moments of it, the moment we take for one moment of seeing something, much shorter than that, in split seconds of split seconds. Close one's eyes now, what is seen gone. As soon as the eyes opened, everything is around, here and there. It seems like no time to see just one reality at a time. But in truth, what is seen is that which is the shape and form of that which is so many moments of one dot to appear as something seen. Without understanding the truth that life is so short, beyond expectation, and the truth can be realized with understanding from the very beginning what is what. Seeing now is not hearing, but they seem to be at once together, seeing and hearing, but in truth, not as it seems or not as it appears at all. That's why we learn to understand the truth, the hidden truth, eons and eons ago, without the realization by the enlightened one. No one knows. What about now? Not permanent at all. That's why we learn to understand each different ones, to understand that they cannot be the same, not together, just one at a time. So now, look, so many things around at once, But how many moments for each to impinge on the eyebase and seeing sees so very quickly. What appears is something with some shape and form, to be known as this or that, but in truth just a dot of that which is seen. And in truth, it has to be in darkness, otherwise it's not as short and so little as it is. That's why we learn to understand what is there now does not appear as it is, truly is at all. So we just live in the world of atta, ignorance, and something and someone from birth to death, on and on and on. Something and someone again and again and again and again. But in truth, seeing cannot be anyone. It's conditioned to arise to see, and that which is seen cannot be anyone. It's only one kind of reality which can be seen. And only when it impinges on the eye base, the one which does not impinge on the eye base cannot be seen. What is there at the back is not seen. So we learn to understand the truth little by little. And the understanding, even is so very little, it's the path leading to let go ignorance, which covers up the truth, to begin to understand the truth little by little. That's why it takes quite a long time with patience and confidence of the truth, of sattva, of letting go, little by little, wrong understanding and ignorance, which cannot understand the truth at all. So we learn not just the word, but the truth represented by the word. The word just talk about or pointed out to that which is there now. See, it's not far away at all, so close at the eye, see? But what appears is not at the eye, but is seen. So many thousand, hundreds moments, uncountable moments, to form up something there taken for a chair, or even just the glass, or even so very short thing, like very small ant, see? But before it can be an ant, there must be many dots impinged on the eye base. And it's gone before anyone can stop it. Nothing can be done because they are all different realities by different conditions, arising and falling away, never to return at all in samsara. Only once in samsara, never arise again. Just learn about the truth, whether it's true or not. Understanding the truth is not anyone either. It's the understanding without careful considering. Understanding cannot be there, arising and beginning to understand what is there about now. It's not the word. It's not just the time, now and then, but what is there now and then. So now we are in darkness and think that it's so light. So many things are there, but in truth, it does not as it is. It does not appear as it is at all. Is that true? Just learn to listen to that which hasn't been listened before if there's no one enlightened the truth. No one talk about seeing in life. No one talk about hearing, or just take it by physics or whatever science they learned and thought about. But what about now so very short? What is there? A reality arises and experience an object. Otherwise, there's no life. The tree, the plate, the shoe, no reality which experiences the object. It's only that which is conditioned to arise to be hard or soft or smell or taste. That's all. Is that true? That's all. Taste is taste. When it's not tasted, it does not appear at all. So there must be a reality which arises and experiences the object clearly. Different tastes, see, can be known by that which is the chief of experiencing, the characteristic of that which appears because of its known or its experience. No one can say how salty it is if there is no tasting moment. Just about the truth, whether it's true, nothing lasts at all. As soon as it's there, it's gone, secretly, unknowingly, rapidly, that it's not known as it's not there anymore, but it appears as it's still there by conditions. Just learn to understand what is true and what is not true by oneself, by considering, careful consider what is there as it is. Seeing is not hearing, sound is not that which is seen. Each moment is different by conditions. Only moment of experiencing an object and then gone. Birth and death, experience with pleasant feeling and pleasant feeling each moment, and then no more. Just it's there when it feels pleasant or unpleasant, only that and gone. Everything just in a moment, unknown moment, without hearing about the truth, to consider the world of atta, something, everything, or the world of nothing. What is there? Gone, 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 never to arise again. Just learn to understand what is realized by the enlightened one. That's all. What is true and what is not true. And right understanding develops on and on and on. Begin to understand the truth of each word of truth. Seeing, yes, it's there. It's seeing, no one. And seeing is not that which is seen. Who knows the difference? No thought at all about the seeing. Just take what is seen as something and someone. The world of concept, the world of atta, not the truth. The word is anatta. No one there at all. No rose, no carpet, only color, different shape and form by different experiences. And gone, and then die. And arise again, next life, new life, different from the last life. Never be the same. Just live to understand the truth or not understanding any truth at all.
Thank
The
you,
truth,
Ajahn. And I think that for most of us, there's the appearance of continuity rather than momentariness of realities. So could you say a bit more about how there can be useful reflection on momentariness when it isn't actually experienced?
is seeing a moment ago still there now? To be truthful to the truth. Is that which is there now still there? In truth, it
I
seems
think,
like it's
yeah,
still there.
the past is not the present. That can be appreciated, but that's not quite the same as seeing the momentariness of present moment realities.
So begin to consider deeper. Is this moment still there? See, it
Well, the
seems.
present moment is only the present moment is present, and the past moment, of course, is past.
Is this moment still there? See, to be truthful, not there, gone completely, never to arise again. We learn about the truth, and the truth is hidden, but learn about the truth gradually, little by little. It's not anyone who intend to let go with ignorance, not understanding the truth. So each word about the truth is so true. What is there is not there now. What is there now is not there now. It's gone. And this is the ultimate truth. That's why, how can it be something or someone? See, or that which is seen, gone. No
And I
aspect. Yes, please, Kunsa.
was just going to say, and I have one more comment about forgetfulness, Yotika. It seems I forget what I heard. I forget someone's name. I forget this and that. Oh, as I get older, I forget more and more. But actually, at each moment, Sanya is marking the object experienced. There's remembering at every moment. But it depends on conditions, what Sanya marks now, just for a moment and then gone. So no one can stop Sanya marking what is seen now, what is heard now, what is thought about now, and no one can make Sanya mark a different object. So it depends on what the Chitta experiences as to what Sanya marks at each moment. So in truth, there's remembering at every moment, even though conventionally we say, I've forgotten this and that. It may not be the object we would like to be remembered and marked, but that's how it is. Even during the night, even when dreaming, Sanya is marking the object of thinking at each moment. Even in deep sleep, the object of the Bhavanga Chitta is marked. At every moment in life, Sanya is marking and remembering. So it's just a conventional idea that, oh, I've forgotten. It just means it's not the one that we would like. If I call you Gabby instead of Yotika, still Sanya is marking its object. So there is actually never forgetfulness at this moment, but we say, oh, I've forgotten the Dhamma term, or I forget about what I've heard. But still Sanya is marking even at those moments. That's why we learn about dhammas, to understand what the truth is at this moment. Just moments of Chitta experience the object with Sanya and other Chaitasikas all performing their different functions. No one to remember, no one to forget, no one to do anything, no one to stop, no one to start. As Ajahn said, each reality has fallen away far too quickly for anything to be done about it. Like when people have the idea of being aware of this and that, but actually the Dhamma they'd like to be aware of has long since gone. And I'm just wondering if, Rit, you've been joining at one or two discussions. Some people may not know you here. Rit is from Cambodia, I don't know if you or Azita or Alan have any topic you would like to bring up today. Rit says no. Azita or Alan, would you like to bring anything up today?
I suppose, Sarah, it's this idea of control. I mean, for example, people go on demonstrations to make things different. You might demonstrate against racism or something like that. But we're learning that actually no moment can be controlled. So when there's this idea of self, it's the self who wants to do something to change the world, to control. But in actual fact, that's kind of against the way things are, that actually there's nobody who can control anything at all. So in the case of, say, demonstrating against something bad, like racism, what would you say about that? Did I make I'm not sure if my question is clear, but
I
it
would
strikes
say,
me that when there's the idea of self, the self wants to control. They want to do things to make life better or to change things. But in actual fact, each moment is under conditions, so nothing can be changed. But of course, that doesn't mean to say that we don't go on demonstrations or that we want to change things, does it? I just want to know how you would reconcile that, because you do change things, don't you, in your daily life? You do have an idea that, oh, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that.
but actually it's all a fantasy. One thinks I can change the world, I can control this or that, or someone else can control, or someone else thinks they can control. But the more understanding, the more one appreciates that the world is right now, the seeing now, the hearing now, the thinking now. So no one to change, no one to make a difference, no one to do anything. So whether on the demonstration or selecting the items in the supermarket, actually each moment of seeing, each moment of thinking is conditioned. Or even when, for example, conventionally I say, oh, Alan, do you want to speak? But each moment of thinking, each Chaitana, each Rupa conditioned by the Chitta at those moments of speaking, each one is conditioned. So no one can choose, no one control. So life goes on as usual on the demonstrations or arranging the Zoom discussion or choosing which item to buy in the supermarket, but with more and more understanding that actually there are only downs arising and falling away by conditions, and it's an illusion that I can do anything about racism or can demonstrate or anything else, because no one there to do anything. So back to this moment, back to the world now.
And I think, Alan, we can look at any moment in life in those terms if we want to, like deciding to have a glass of water. You could say that's changing things. It doesn't have to be an idea of self, though. It can be just attachment or aversion that motivates an act. So it depends on the kind of jitta arising at the moment. But so any moment in life is going to be likely to be a gusla of one kind or another. But if it's not with dosa, then it's going to be with attachment or conceit or wrong view, depending. And we can't generalize and say that people who join demonstrations have a stronger idea of self than people who don't. It just depends on the tendencies and the understanding.
So even that intention is conditioned, isn't it? That Nobody can choose to to have an intention to go on a demonstration or not. That is conditioned by accumulation
Yes.
of the tendencies. So yeah, it was just quite, it's quite tricky because it's so ingrained, this idea of controlling, wanting to control life in some aspect, wanting to make life better, is very deeply rooted.
Well, in some respects, it's satisfying one's attachments, wanting to be comfortable, wanting pleasant feeling, wanting
Yeah.
things to go the way that one is expecting, expectations, not quite the same as having an idea of control, but just normal kind of thinking anyway.
But that is why so few people are really interested to hear the Buddha's deep teachings and consider and study in depth, because of that very, very strong clinging to the idea of I being in control and I can control the situation. So it goes against everything that has been considered and accumulated, the understanding that there are just dhammas which are anatta, not in anyone's control.
So, for
Yeah.
example, the person who's eradicated wrong view of self doesn't mean they don't want life to go comfortably, doesn't mean they don't want to express views or changing the present situation. That's a different, they're different considerations, I think.
It seems to be a bit like a football match, doesn't it? You can't control the outcome. You want one side to win, but whether they win or not is beyond your control. So it's like that, except for there's no viewer, I suppose. Just no choice because there isn't anyone. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Alan, it's interesting you should talk about the demonstrations, because I did attend one that you probably know what it's about last week, and listening to the speakers, I was getting upset as well, and then I thought that those people who are suffering in these wars, they suffer because of past karma. And it's hard, I when I was thinking of that in this demonstration, which was actually, not outrageous. There was a few speakers who were very vocal, but it was only a small event. And I was, when I thought, oh, well, those that are suffering, it's because of past karma. And then I had that feeling, oh, but that seems like just letting it all happen. I felt the injustice of it all, but I came away from the whole thing because we actually marched in the street as well, and that went peacefully. But I thought, well, I haven't been in a demonstration for many years, and it rattled me a little bit in that I could feel really angry towards one group and sad about another group, but then realize, well, that's what we've been doing for millennia, us humans, us beings, just fighting. Yeah, that's what I had to think about, that there is no controlling anything, even my own feelings about what was happening, the injustice of it all. And it's just what is at that moment. And I'm really grateful to having heard Buddha's teachings, to be able to come to that point that, yes, I feel the injustice, I feel angry, but they can be known. That was what came out of it. Those feelings at that moment can be known as a Dhamma, a reality.
Yeah. I think it reminds me, like, if you want to help people with illness, you need to train to be a doctor. So if we want to help people in the world, actually we need training as to how the world works, but people don't have that training, so they need to understand Dharma because that's the way the world works. And not understanding that, then you kind of go, it becomes very frustrating, doesn't it? You go on the demonstration, things don't change, so you get upset about it because you want to be things in a certain way. But the most important thing is to understand the way the world works right now, the Dharma now, because that is what is going to make a difference, because that is what would eliminate the cause of injustice.
That's a really good point. Yeah. That's a very, very good point. Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, it goes on and on and on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody complains about injustice, and the cause of injustice is not examined, it's not reflected on, it's not thought about. So it goes on. So,
and
yeah.
I think also, you know, those that are doing a lot of killing, you can have compassion for them as well, because future for them is going to be very unpleasant. You know, if you're going there and killing hundreds of people, then it's not going to be a good future for those people either.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The suffering, Azita, is not just the result of past karma, but what about the accumulation now? Yes, the anger now that's being accumulated, which leads to that
more suffering.
feeling. But what about, as Alan said, the world right now, the seeing now, the hearing now, one's own anger now, and thinking about the injustice? This is the world now. So the suffering is the accumulated akusala, not just the painful bodily feeling that's a result of karma, but the clinging, the dosa, the ignorance at this moment that's being accumulated.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. Yes, the accumulations, like as we go through our day, we're there is accumulating of whatever arises.
Thinking about all the injustice with more and more anger because of more clinging to it being another way.
Yes.
But this is the world at this very moment.
Exactly.
Always here and now.
Yeah. Thank you. And thanks, Alan, for bringing that up. And Sarah, thank you.
I wanted to add to that. Yes, thank you. Sorry I interrupted before. The same thing I noticed that when I listen to the news, I start to get anger arises. And it really doesn't help to listen to all the news and all these demonstrations and hear the press maligning one side and not maligning the other side and so on. And but Azita, you're totally correct. The persons who perpetrate any kind of injustice or any kind of violence against other people will get the results of their karma. That's the way it works. And you know, we tend to forget that when we get caught up in this, in these I guess fights over these panyati things between this one and that one, and this group and that group, and it and only the Dhamma can keep peace. You know, there's nothing else that would create peace at all except the Dhamma.
I have one comment I would like to make.
Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, it's from just that it is impossible to know which karma brings forth which vipaka. It's just an unthinkable. No one can know that. And also just from my own life experiences, what was seemingly suffering, the vipaka doesn't stop there, has brought forth great good, and not the least of which is turning to face and embrace the suffering that it may be known, because it is one of the conditions, one of the, along with impermanence and anatta-ness and so on. So I guess for myself, rather than getting caught up in events and stories, is distilling it down to the moment over and over.
Right.
Yes, but the tendency is still there, isn't it, Eve, to judge, to take sides, to think of justice and injustice, etc.
That's conditioned too.
Mm.
And get angry with politicians.
Well, there's the conditions for anger because of the attachment and ignorance. There'll be anger about one thing after another. It's not the politicians, and it's the weather, or it's what someone has said, or
Yes.
someone's attitude, or anger always looks for an object, something else to be mad about. And the
it's
problem is
quite,
always the accumulated anger conditioned by the strong clinging.
and that when that thought arises, okay, this anger, or this displeasure, that's what is at the moment, and there's nothing that can be done about that. It's not about anything else. It's about accumulated dosa or lopa. So that's what is, and that in that moment when that thought arises, it's quite calming for a moment, and then it's wonderful to have heard the Dhamma. And sometimes I have little panics that the Dhamma's disappearing and I might never hear it again, and then that's the reality at that moment, just worrying about a future event rather than being in the present.
All passing dhammas, all gone, all anatta, not in truth my anger or my worry or just my thinking about this and that story, just different dhammas, each one gone instantly. No one can stop it. No one can avoid the worry or the anger or the disturbance, because it's conditioned as it is.
Yeah.
All anatta. And Yotika is going to say, if there's a letting go of the idea that I can stop it, I can change it, it's a real relief, because it is a letting go of that big burden of control or thinking it should be another way. So it's just how it is, conditioned. So it's here and now, no anger now, so no anger to be understood at this moment. But what about the pleasant feeling now or the seeing now? It has to always be what it appears now. And I just want to reach out to Haji, because I know the family are having a difficult time. Haji, anything you would like to say or any topic you would like to bring up today?
Not really, actually, but thank you for asking.
And we send our best wishes to all your family always. So if there's any topic you'd like to bring up anytime, very welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And Ajahn, do you have anything more you would like to add to Azita's topic or Alan's topic about demonstrations and control and karma or anything that they were talking about?
Is it the world? Is it the world? What is talked about? What is going to talk about? What's the idea about? Is it a world? One world at a time, just arises and falls away. By conditions, all by conditions. Never to arise again, but condition, what arises on and on and on. Just arise and falls away. So we take the idea of that which is there as something, but in truth, it's not anything at all. It is just one conditioned reality arises and gone. That's all. Where's the demonstration now? Where's the sorrow? Or where's the thought about it now? Never be the same. Just arise by conditions and then gone. And
Yes,
that is
Adhanda.
loka. What would be next? What would be next? The demonstration or what else? Never be the same. New one. Just arise and gone. No one there at all. Just listening, thinking, worry about, like it, dislike it, and then gone, everything. Never to return. Can it be at moment of hearing, of thinking about that situation, or this situation, or the next situation? Can there be any understanding of the truth of what is there as it is? Not the whole situation, but just one moment at a time. Unknown again and again and again, or begin to be known gradually, even thinking in Dhamma's way, the truth of that very moment. It's just thinking, it's just considering, it's just worrying, it's just unpleasant moment or what, and then gone. Never to return that demonstration. The next one is not the same one, it's not the previous one. Keep on going on and on and on. Different moment, different situation, different conditioned idea and feeling. Gone. What is the best out of this situation of thinking about demonstration? What is the best out of thinking of situation, demonstration? Or keep on thinking, worrying about what would be next, tomorrow, next year, and so on? Or what is there now? So what can condition moment of begin to consider the truth of that very moment? By conditions. That's why we listen again and again what Buddha said about the truth of what is there now, only now, and then only now, on and on and on. The impermanence of whatever is now appearing. Worry about it, or it's the way it is. And ignorance is there, taking it so very seriously. But in truth, it's not there anymore. Memory keeps on. Remember the situation or the events Why it's not there? And so, what is their thinking about such events? See, until there can be moment of condition, the understanding of what is there. That's why learn to understand the nature of that which experiences the object, no matter by way of liking, disliking, sorrow, or happiness, or what is there. Unexpectedly, who knows? Always unexpectedly. So what about the unexpected understanding that very moment as it is? That's why there is touching at moment talking about it. There is seeing at moment of talking about it. There is feeling at moment of talking about it. There is memory at moment of talking about it. Unknown. So learn to understand what is there as a self or anything at all. It has its own characteristic to experience the object or to mark and or remember that very moment, or to feel bad or feel good at that very moment by conditions, little by little, seeing the importance of understanding or just expecting what should be or what shouldn't be, and so on. So the precious moment is moment of considering about what is there by conditions again and again. So very little at a time, but it's so very precious, even it's so very little. To be more and more and more, gradually develop, little by little, unexpected, how much understanding of what is there now, until it's there by just a moment, very tiny moment, on and on and on, developed. That's why understanding the patience, great patience with right understanding of the truth, what should be learned, what can be learned now at this very moment. So don't overwhelm about that which has gone and that which hasn't come yet. See, no situation, demonstration, and on and on. It's gone. Even now, gone. Until it can be object of awareness directly with understanding of the truth. Very gradually, what can be known, what can be realized, is what is there now appearing.
So
Is that
I
the
know
point?
that the
Yes.
teachings of the Buddha show a really different way of looking at the world we live in. I mean, I think from my experience the other day, just how caught up in the stories we are, but they are just stories. And when there is, when at some stage through that day when I was thinking, what am I doing here? That it's so different to me. It felt so different to what the Buddha has taught us about the present moment. And yes, there's, to be aware of the anger when it's there.
It's also expected, right?
Yes.
See, that's why listen to the truth. No expected whether how much understanding is there. It works its way. It's reality.
Yes.
That's why it's time to hear about the truth little by little, to be conditioned for the moment of awareness instantly there with a little more understanding. And that's the point of listening to the truth. Not just to understand, but know about the truth as the truth. Nama is Nama, Rupa is Rupa, no one there at all. So now Nama is there, Rupa is there, no thought about it. That's why little by little it's there, always unexpected. Otherwise, it covers up the truth again. Because only understanding can let go ignorance and attachment, which always lurk somewhere, some moment, all the time, unknowingly until it's known. So the more understanding of the truth, the more panya is so very subtle to know where is it and what is it, in what manner. So it's known, so it has not much condition to arise as before. Gradually, so gradually, always letting go because of considering the truth. So in life, who knows? It can be while one is eating, walking, washing. It's there unexpectedly to have more confidence of anatta. The truth is that it hasn't been thought about before, or no thought to have it arise such this moment or that moment at all by conditions. This understanding gradually develops, all by condition. So when someone is in trouble, bad feeling, so painful, just a moment of experiencing that object, see, hearing about that, no one there at all. And this is upekha parami, understanding the truth. No one. It's just a reality. It's there by condition and just arise all gone. So why be unpleasant? It's there gone. See, the parami is developed together with right understanding. Unknowingly, it works now. It's the path now. At moment of letting go, the wrong path. And understand that the moment of kusala, even is so very little, is so very beneficial. Because without it, a kusala is there. And this is there for parami to develop. Understanding the truth. What is there in life? The best moment is kusala. And understanding the nature of what is there. So what has been heard or learned can be conditioned for the thinking of the truth at any time, but by conditions. So more confidence of anattaness and understanding anatta is letting go atta by itself. So very gradually, unknowingly, as what is there now not known, what cetasikas and so on, they work their way. So it's time now. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ